Down Cali, driving round with my baby. Top drops and raindrops, motion got me all faded. My heart got me going all crazy, and I won't be walking away. Yeah, New York in the sunshine, I'm a fool, yeah. I got love light and ooh, yeah. Got my heart out and it's covered in gold, like moonlight over Hollywood, and it's cool, yeah, 'cause you know it's good, oh baby. We'll never get old. You got it going on, I'll be there in a heartbeat. Tell me your favorite song, I'll put it on repeat. I could wait for you forever, through the storms or any weather. Yeah, you're like New York in the sunshine, I'm a fool, yeah. I got my love blind and ooh, yeah. Got my heart out and it's covered in gold, like moonlight over Hollywood, and it's cool, yeah, 'cause you know it's good, oh baby. We'll never get old. Down Cali, driving round with my baby. Top drops and raindrops, motion got me all faded. My heart got me going all crazy, and I won't be walking away. Yeah. Down Cali, driving round with my baby. Top drops and raindrops, motion got me all faded. My heart got me going all crazy, and I won't be walking away. Yeah, New York in the sunshine, I'm a fool, yeah. I got love light and ooh, yeah. Got my heart out and it's covered in gold, like moonlight over Hollywood, and it's cool, yeah, 'cause you know it's good, oh baby. We'll never get old. You got it going on, I'll be there in a heartbeat. Tell me your favorite song, I'll put it on repeat. I could wait for you forever, through the storms or any weather. Yeah, you're like New York in the sunshine, I'm a fool, yeah. I got love blind and ooh, yeah. Got my heart out and it's covered in gold, like moonlight
Hello. Good evening and good afternoon. Hope yous are all doing well. Hope yous are all safe. And I hope you're all still loving FPL. Welcome to that FPL lounge. The doors are now open and you're all welcome to pop in and say hello. Well, a few of yous are here already. We'll get round yous in a wee second with Matt. You can get involved, whether that's in the text chat or one of the moderators will probably pop the Discord link in the chat for you. And if you want to pop on and ask our guest this evening any questions directly, you can do. If not, just pop them in the chat and Matt will get to you ASAP. Here we like to see how we all got on in the FPL game week and try and ease your minds of any dilemmas. So any questions, as said, just pop them in the chat and we'll all try and ease your mind for you. All the links to the socials, you'll see them all in front of your faces there. That is the best places to interact with us. It wouldn't be a show, however, without the hail and pace of the lounge, Buna and Matt. How are you two? You alright?
Evening.
Afternoon.
Hello. Been a good day for yous?
Shit, but...
yeah, it's been amazing, mate. Been touring a right new one. We'll come on to that a bit later.
Oh, I am sure we will. Why can't bench points post anything anymore? I don't understand that guy Matt. Anywho, will we get our guest in? Because nobody likes to keep a guest waiting.
Yeah.
Nah, fuck that. Yeah, go on and bring the prick in.
Here we go then. So, well, tonight, folks, we bring into the lounge for you a very, very special guest indeed. I'm sure this young man will be upvoting our channel, but downvoting my own FPL decisions that I've made. He has quickly grown as a YouTube influencer, and whilst growing his own channel, he's also managed to get pretty solid at FPL too, as you will find out. Only today, our very own Boona realised that he was actually in a mini-league and a WhatsApp group with him.
Cunt.
What a dafty Boona. Some of the stuff, though, that this guy covers on his channel would blow your mind. It would blow your mind more than Salah blanking 4 game weeks in a row, producing great series like Entitled Parents, to facepalm moments. Honestly, the rabbit hole of mucked up stuff this guy reads makes me think that my wildcards are actually not all that bad. As if creating facepalm content from Reddit, he thought, do you know what? I'm going to create my own little facepalm moment. So the other month there, he decided to try and see if his 4K bike would fit in his garage whilst it was still on the roof rack. Wonder how that went. Can't wait to get to know him better and how he navigates through his FPL game weeks. Please welcome into the studio, with over 608,000 subscribers on YouTube. You heard that right. Over 6k followers on Twitter. It's an honour and a privilege and a hell of an upvote to welcome in the man himself, Redditor. Hiya Jack, how you doing?
Wow, what an intro. I feel privileged. I'm good, thank you very much.
Good. Well, oh my goodness, when I got in for my work today, Boona sends me a list of questions and stuff like that he's received. I only literally finished doing it about 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, I don't get the hype. Have you seen this guy's history? I don't know why he's got this many questions coming. It's absolutely insane, but fair enough.
Oh, there are
half of them are from the WhatsApp group, to be fair.
So as per...
that is probably why.
So Matt, I don't know if you want to say hello to a few people in the chat, and then what we'll do is the three of us, Jack, usually ask our guests the kind of few questions that stay the same every week, and then we'll just dive straight into the community stuff, mate, because honestly, there's a ton there, and Matt will also keep his eye on the chat here live, so you're going to be getting hit with questions from all directions. If that's
all right, sounds good.
Good stuff. On you go, Matt. Say hello to some people.
Hello, all. We've got Sam, we've got Ni Hao, we've got Dan Boehm, Ant A, John, FPL Snake, Pingu's in the chat as well. So is Waz, Dre Zera, Paulie, and a load of other people. Hello.
Good stuff. As said, if you've any questions, you've not managed to get them over to Boona, please do pop them in the chat. It's Matt's chat, so he will get to you eventually at some point. But Boona, do you want to kick us off this evening then with the kind of normal questions that we usually like to ask our guests?
Yeah, absolutely. So, Jack, Redditor, who is Redditor and how did you get into the whole Twitter and YouTube game, mate?
So Redditor is my YouTube channel. It's like a pseudonym, I guess, online. and it's my job. I make videos about Reddit, covering Reddit stories and stuff like that, narrating posts, trying to compile images and stuff into funny videos, I guess, is the main thing.
You've done a good job at it, though.
Yeah.
608. 601 you were just the other day there, and I think you've gained like 7,000 in the last just few days. You must be
It's
pretty
a weird one.
Not that it's stalking you or anything.
No, research.
No, it's a niche that kind of blew up back when I was in university in my third year, just a couple of years ago. And I spent a lot of time on YouTube anyway. I have done for a number of years, and I just saw it doing well, and people just reading out stories and voice acting stuff, and I thought I'd give it a go. And yeah, it just took off. So I got very lucky, really.
No, good stuff. Good stuff. When it comes to football, who is your football team for those that don't know? And does that influence your FPL decisions at all?
So my football team is Chelsea.
Oh, I didn't know that one.
Unlucky.
Sorry, Jack. 2 seconds. I'm on this cast tonight with 3 London club bearers, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's only one good one, right?
What happened last night, Lama?
Aye, right. Okay, quickly move on then. So Chelsea is your team, Jack?
Yes. Yeah.
Good stuff.
It's the nearest club to me, really.
Okay, cool. And
yeah.
does that influence your decisions?
It's a tough one. I'm not going to lie. If there's a Chelsea player that's performing well, I probably will try and get them in over other players, because it is always nice to watch a Chelsea game and have another extra level of investment in the game, to be fair. I'm not going to lie and say it doesn't influence my decisions, but I'd like to think it did. It doesn't really on the whole. If there's a logical option to go with or a Chelsea option, I think I would go with the logical one still.
Okay.
But yeah, maybe it does.
You know what, Lama, here, we'll cut straight to one of the community questions here because it's quite relevant.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Jamie from our WhatsApp group, Jack, asked, why does Az hate Chelsea?
I think part of that has got to be the people in our WhatsApp group, Jamie. Surely. There are a number of Chelsea fans in this WhatsApp group that we're in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I know personally that I try and mug Az off as much as possible every single day, so that's probably a good reason.
He's easily triggered, in fairness, isn't he?
Is it? I like to call him the owner of Snowflake FC.
Yeah, I can see Az owning that, managing that team.
No, he does.
Perfect. One of the other questions that we like to ask is, what kind of FPL manager do you describe yourself as? Are you pretty maverick, or are you quite a slow player? How do you tackle it?
I wish I was more maverick, to be honest. I probably used to be a bit more, but I'd say the main thing for me is eye test. I watch a lot of the games.
Okay, yeah.
So just logical decisions, I guess, based on watching games. I say logical, sometimes they're not logical, but yeah, I pretty much just go off watching games.
Ah, right, okay. Good stuff. But no, Matt, any other questions you want to fire over to Jack?
Yeah, Jack, so with the work that you do with YouTube, how much time would you say you managed to dedicate to FPL and like any sort of research, whether that's stats, probably less so, but also eye test?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, given the nature of my job, I do get, enough free time to watch the games and listen to podcasts and stuff like this. So I'm very grateful for that. And yeah, I do, to be fair. Like when I found FPL and started getting invested in it properly, I was like, wow, it's the perfect blend of football, which obviously I love, and then also strategy, and I don't know, it kind of fulfills the gambling aspect that I don't really have in my life as well, stuff like that. So it's just such a nice combination of things that I'm passionate in and adding to that passion. So yeah, a lot.
Yeah, I mean, talking about that, I said I've mentioned this before actually. I mean, not that I used to bet all the time, but see, since I've started kind of taking FPL a bit more serious, I can't even remember the last time I put a bet on, to be honest. Because exactly what you've just said there, Jack, it kind of fills that gap, and it's not costing me anything. So apart from a few more grey hairs.
A few.
Well, yeah, quite a few. Not going bald though, so that's all right.
That's a good thing.
Anything else? Anything else, Bernard, Matt, that you want to
There's a
hit?
question in chat that I think Jack
Already?
will actually be quite well versed with. That's Nihal saying that FPL Lounge Redditor. What do you think? Will the WSB Redditors win against Melvin Hedge Fund? If you know what's happening in the US.
Yeah, I was talking about this with Matt. It's an interesting one. This really interesting one. For people that don't know, pretty much there's a subreddit called Wall Street Bets or Bets, and with like I guess an internet page called Wall Street Bets, and a couple big hedge funds in the US have been betting against the GameStop stock price, shorting it is what it's called, trying to make sure it goes down in value and then benefiting from that. And people have clocked on, and the internet now is going crazy and buying as much stock as they possibly can.
Wow.
Of GameStop and AMC and other American companies, and trying to pretty much put these big hedge funds in the mud, force them to go out of business. And so far, I saw a report like 5 minutes ago saying they've lost roughly $5 billion.
Crazy.
It's working as it stands.
Jeez.
Don't piss off the internet. That's all I can say.
No, exactly.
Honestly, see, when I've been watching your videos for a wee bit now, and some of the stuff you cover is crazy. Like, you must go down some mental rabbit holes with some of the content. Is there any that kind of sticks out in your mind?
There's a few stories that I have from a while ago, but there's a subreddit that I cover which is called r/insane parents,
Oh,
and
yes.
some of the stuff on that is pretty, like, it's bordering on abuse. Honestly, it's mental. And it's funny, but it's also like a bit deep, really, if you think about it. But some of the stuff there, like people axing doors down of their kids' bedrooms, not to get a bit dark or anything, but that's the stuff that stands out to me.
Wow. Yeah, it's a bit of a crazy place, that Reddit. I remember talking to you, Matt, about it, and you said that, yeah, you can get lost in it.
You can go down some weird ass rabbit holes.
Oh yeah.
It's just brilliant. You like look at the time; it's like 6 p.m, and then you look up again, and it's like fucking 2 o'clock in the morning. It's just mental.
Because you've just disappeared down that wee rabbit hole.
There's nothing you can do, by the way. When you start going down these rabbit holes, they just take you.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Exactly. If there was one thing that you could change, if you were head of FPL Towers, and you could change anything about FPL, would you change something? If you would, what would it be?
So I thought about this one because I've checked in a couple of times, and I knew this question.
We've seen you.
The main thing for me is price changes. I don't really like. I get why they don't, make public their algorithm and why price changes are the way they are, and why they're impossible to predict, and why they sometimes force price changes. But it does annoy me because everything about the game, apart from price changes, is so transparent. Like the point system, even the bonus point system, which people don't like. At least it's transparent. You know what actions give certain bonus points.
Yep.
But the thing about the price change system, I don't like, because there's no set, ratio or point where net transfers in denotes a price rise for any random player. It's just they decide.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, that. Yeah, the price thing is a bit dodgy. That not happened was it this season or last season?
At the season, didn't it? Where there's loads of people that should have gone down, like Werner and that are holding their price.
That's
and
right, yeah.
Look at KDB this past week. He's had like 1 million people sell him, and he's not gone down. It just doesn't really make sense to me, if I'm honest.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. Yeah, that's right. I knew City had something to do with it.
Like, we've seen players lose like 100,000 and go down, you know?
And De Bruyne was transferred out by 400,000, and yeah, he was red flagged, which I think apparently slows down drops in price, but still, he was sold by 400,000 people and didn't drop.
It's just insane.
So it's clear they're just holding his price because they know they underpriced them, which isn't necessarily a bad thing that they're holding that price because they think it's a more fair price for De Bruyne. I just wish that they would tell us that they were doing this.
No, definitely. Boona, Matthew, I don't know about you two, but I think I just want to kind of skip right to the last one that we would normally ask and just go straight to the community questions, because I can see out the corner of my eye everything just scrolling. So, Matt, I'm assuming you've caught quite a few coming in live already. And then, Buna, you already know the amount that we've had from the community. So I think it's only fair, because it is for the community at the end of the day, we just dive straight into their questions, yeah?
Yeah, go for it, mate.
Cool. Right, Jack, before we go into the community questions, mate, I need you to put yourself in this situation. So, it's the final seconds of a Champions League final, and you're through one-on-one with the goalkeeper. You're about to lace the ball with your boot, when out the corner of your eye, you see your fellow strike partner standing there. Now, you know that if you pass to him, he's surely not going to miss, because he's an open goal. You're the one that's one-on-one with the keeper. However, Jack, it's you that's got the ball at your feet. So what are you doing? Are you smashing it, or are you passing it?
Yeah, that's an easy one for me.
Oh, okay.
It's an easy pass.
Oh, fuck's sake.
I knew that. This guy's so boring. He was always doing that all day long.
Hey, if I have a go there, first of all, just go like if I would love to score a goal. Don't get me wrong, but not from the position I'm in with the ball where it's not clear. I pass all day. Yeah, guarantee the goal for the team.
That's 3 out of 3, by the way. Smashing it right now. Oh my days.
Yeah, I need to get back into the rhythm. I thought you were smashing that, Jack. I'm disappointed.
Nah, honestly, never.
Talking about smashing it, we've
Yes.
got a question here from Penguin.
Oh, okay.
And it goes, question for Redditor, Maddison, Barnes or Tielemans? I'm leaning more towards Barnes as I think he is being overlooked and could do well. So,
Yeah.
all of them quite attacking assets. Which one would you go for?
With Vardy out, I'd definitely go Barnes, I think. I didn't watch much of the game yesterday because I was watching whatever the other game was. I can't remember. The other United game, was it? Or the other one? I don't remember. But Tielemans was dropping very deep to kind of control the game. So I definitely wouldn't choose him, although he did score. Maddison has been good, yeah, but his XG numbers are pretty low. And Barnes had a number of good chances and got an assist. So I would go Barnes because he's playing high. Maddison was also playing high, but I don't know. To be honest, I wouldn't go any of them with Vardy not in the team.
That's what I said last night.
Yeah,
That's an interesting point, actually. That's an interesting point. These two both said the same. I'd be keen to know your thoughts on Mount's situation now with Tuchel in, because he was quite complimentary of him today in his press conference. And obviously, when he came on last night, he did look very lively. Do you think he'll now give him a chance?
Mate, he has to play. He's too good.
You think so? Would you say Mount to Barnes is a bit of an unnecessary transfer?
That is a hard one. If there was a better option than Barnes, like if there was a Gundogan that you didn't have, then I'd say get rid of Mount, because his game time is not assured, obviously. The only problem with him is I'm not completely sure where he's going to play, even though he deserves to be in a team. So because it's unclear what formation we're going to play, what role he could play within that formation, then I would be tempted to sell him, but that's a hard one because we don't know.
See,
he played quite far forward last night, though. I don't know if that was just because you were, chasing the victory or not, but yeah, you looked like he was in the front three last night.
Yeah, so he came in the front three in one of these inside forward roles, but I just don't know if it depends if he sticks with that formation or not. He said it was the players were picked based on experience only, which would suggest that Mount would be back in because he's been one of our best players this season.
Yeah, Jack, we've got a live question from our WhatsApp group. I've got a live feed going, and I'm sure you can see it right now as well. But we've got we've got Barrett asking. Someone please ask him his views on Basuma to Burke.
Oh my
I think
god!
we're gonna have questions for days. By the way, these aren't stopping.
Oh my god, Barrett is roomy there. Yeah, one of the best transfers I've ever made personally in my FPL career. Can't lie. What an enabler Burke is, by the way. What a great player as well, as you saw with his goal yesterday. Amazing finish. Yeah, what a man.
We've got Alex saying this guy's so boring. Poor people actually asking him FPL questions. Boy, if they knew. Anyway, carry on there. So, what we got in the live chat, Matt?
We're going back on the Chelsea train here with Nihal, and he goes, do you think Lampard deserved to be sacked? And with Tuchel in, which players are you interested in? And then the second part of the question is, will Cho ever be a good option?
Do I think he deserved to be sacked? No, I don't. but I'm not surprised because that's the way that my club is run. And I think from the reports we were seeing, it seemed like one bad dip in form was going to mean he was going to be sacked anyway. So if that's the case, then fair enough. Like, I'm not going to, I can't really like get too angry about it because we've been the most successful English club since like 2004, just purely based on trophies. So I don't know, you can't have it both ways. You can't have a long-term project and then also need like immediate results. So I don't know. It's a real shame. I'm sure he'll be back. He's only a young lad. But I don't know. I read reports and it says that quite a lot of the board didn't even want him in the first place. So if that's the case, then he was set up for disaster.
I asked Seb this last night, Jack. If fans were there, if fans were in the stadium, do you think he would have lasted any longer?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
That's the reason why they've sacked him because they know they don't want him long term, and they know that if they sack him once fans are allowed back in, there'd be a mutiny. So they've had to do it now.
Yeah.
So I can understand the decision. I just don't. Obviously, I hate it, but you know, it's crazy to me how one dip in form after going unbeaten for 16, 17 games means you get sacked. It's mental.
Yeah. No, definitely. I'm just watching Matt here on this chat. There's quite a lot of new faces here, which makes sense. Why wouldn't people be coming to see our Jack and hear from our Jack? But remember, folks, if you do want to come into the lounge live and actually ask your question live, I see someone has posted the link to the Discord. So just pop into the Discord and we'll get you on here and you can ask it out live. But saying hello to Dark Quasar's there, Josh is there, Miller's there, Sean Mark's there. Yeah, there's quite a few people. Jason Martez, Teddy Bear is here on time, which is good because he usually arrives with 5 minutes left on the podcast. And Air, yep, you've said Nihal, Josh. It's you've got the lounge warming up nicely for you there, Jack.
We've got a few questions around Digne. I think he's a good pick. He's someone I'm considering as well. He played in midfield. Was it last night? Yeah, it was last night. Whether he stays there, I'm not too sure. What are your thoughts on Digne as a pick, Jack?
Yeah, great pick.
Yeah.
Great pick. Got a couple of if in the next 4 he plays Newcastle, Leeds, and then Fulham after United.
Exactly. One tricky fixture. That's
Yeah.
it. But even then, is it United?
United is is his 3rd game. Yeah.
Which isn't even a difficult game. Look what happened last night. They got battered by Sheffield United at home.
Yeah.
Talk to us about that, Lon. What happened last night, mate?
Just a disgrace. It was just a PE teacher's team that he put out. I
thought Ollie was back. Ollie's at the wheel now. Has he broken it again? Is that super glue not last?
Do you know the wonky wheels that you get on shopping trolleys? That's the kind of wheel that he's on. Do you know what annoys me, right? You're playing a team like Sheffield United and you start like Static Matic. You know what I mean? What's the point in that? He makes his substitutions always about 20 minutes far too late, in my opinion. And I actually said to you guys...
Hold up. You're talking about Static Matic, yeah? Or Static Matic, yeah? I tell you who else is static in that team is Anthony Martial.
Oh, mate, honestly, how many times have I told you that boy just looks confused? He does, like, he looks
Deer
like...
in the headlights.
He walks about the park. Even if he has scored a goal, he's still got a face like, did I actually lock my front door the day before I left the house? That's exactly what he looks like all the time. Waste of space. But as I say, the substitutions that he makes, in my opinion, he makes them 15, 20 minutes far too late. And last night, I told you this before the game, said this could easily be a draw. Didn't think we would get beat, but I knew it could easily have been a draw, and then, yeah, there you go.
Boona, you missed this all live in the Hangouts. You should have been in the Hangouts last night. Like, for people who don't know, Benji is quite an active person in the Hangouts, and he was raging. But Llama last night put Benji to shame with the amount of raging Llama was doing
Really?
last night.
I missed it, mate.
He weren't a happy body.
I'll tell you what, though. For those people that captained Bruno, unlucky fuckers.
Oh my god! Honestly, well, listen, I'm looking at Jack's team now, and Jack's in the same boat as me, like Captain Bruno.
You sure he didn't score 24 points?
Got it, mate.
Nah. Hey, listen, it is what it is. It is what it is. We've got Fizzy Lemon saying hello to you, Jack, in the chat.
Hello, Fizzy.
So and
I was gonna say,
Danilo.
do you two know a guy called Josh Waldridge?
Yes, mate. Yes.
No,
In the WhatsApp group.
no. Sounds like a
He's
prick to me,
asking-
mate. I don't. I'm not either the guy.
He's asked the question, Buddha and Redditor, what are your favourite things about each other?
This guy, man.
Nothing. Next question.
Oh dear, right. So some of these, I don't know, Boona, you'll know better than me, because I think some of these might have came from your WhatsApp group. Some of those community questions. I know there are Twitter ones in here.
Yeah.
So-
So we had Grant ask.
Oh, yeah.
Grant asked, "Is it now time to move on Bale?"
What?
Oh,
He said that's not in your actual team.
No, hold him, mate. Hold him.
Yeah, definitely hold him. It's a no-brainer. Josh asking predictions for tonight's game. What do you reckon? It's an interesting one. As a Spurs fan, I'm actually quite confident personally. I think we'll nick this. I'm hearing rumours as well that Fabinho might not be starting, which is brilliant news. I'm going to go 2-1. What do you think? What do you boys think?
I reckon a cheeky 2-2.
yeah.
I think Liverpool are looking a little bit better now, but yeah, if Henderson's at the back again, it's a no for me.
2 each, yeah. 2 each.
I'm
3
hearing
each.
it might be Nat Williams. If it is, Son's going to tear him a new one.
Nah, I
This
think-
game is going to be a 0-0 or a 5-5. This is just so unpredictable. This game.
5-5. What have you been smoking? 5-5.
Mate,
5-5 in this picture, mate.
Honestly, I reckon it won't. It's going to be either a goal fest or it's going to be 0-0. That's my prediction.
Interesting.
I reckon it'll be a draw overall.
As long as Salah and Kane are all over it, I will be happy.
George asks, has Jack tried to get the handle at Redditor, the account that has it?
Oh,
Is
yeah.
only a small
Yes.
account, so I wonder if he's
These
tried to get it.
questions, man. This is the problem with being in this shitty group chat, by the way.
But I remember, not that, I mean, listen, Jack, we are far away from 600,000 subs at the moment, obviously. However, we did kind of contemplate the same kind of thing when we were looking at the FPL lounge. We were going to go with the instead of that, but we just didn't want to disturb the guy that had the FPL lounge, even though he had 22 subscribers or something like that.
Yeah.
But
No, it's a weird story with the guy that has the @Redditor on Twitter.
okay,
So what people do is when there's a new social media, they go and grab all the ats of companies or brands that they know are going to want them later down the line.
right.
And as long as
okay.
they keep them active and tweet and stuff every couple of months, then Twitter can't really do too much about it.
Right.
So this guy has the @Redditor, and I asked him, could I have it for a small fee? And he said, yes, for $10,000.
What?
Well, it started a bit lower than that, then it went up to 10K after I annoyed him a little bit. So, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. But I have
Yeah.
heard folk do that as with websites as well, with .coms and .co.uk's.
I mean, nothing wrong with it. I back it as an idea. It's a good way to make a little bit of easy money, but
Definite. But yeah,
Not when it happens to you.
nah, it's not great.
John,
We actually had a serious question from the group as well, and that was from
okay.
Jamie.
Sure.
Probably one of the only sensible questions that we got from these fuckers. And Jamie asked, is this the season for early transfers?
Ooh.
That's not a serious question again. It's not. Because there's a guy, Tom, in our group chat who just constantly writes, this is not the season for early transfers. And not is always capitalised. And to be fair to Tom, he's having a great season. So fair play to him. Captain Gundogan this week.
As did Matt.
Man,
As-
bro.
Oh,
As did Matt. And he let us know all about it as well.
well done, Matt. I didn't know that. Well done.
John,
That shit.
John McEwen, one of our regulars, asks, what are the most hits that Jack has ever taken in a game week, and what is his highest score that he can remember in a single game week?
Ugh. I know I've got over 100 in a single game week before,
Nice.
which was a couple of years ago when I had Aguero captain and Sterling, and it was like they scored 6 against somebody. I don't remember who it was. I got a screenshot on my phone. Most hits would have been.
Was that Watford? Watford away?
I honestly don't remember. It might have been. It could have been Huddersfield. Southampton. I don't know, but it was 2 years ago. Could easily have been Watford. Most hits I don't know off the top of my head, but nothing ridiculous because I think probably a -12 or something. Honestly, I mean we've seen some big hits do well, especially in 19. Like every move coming off, but it is rare for that to happen, even in a double.
No,
But no, it works.
that is pretty rare. That is pretty rare. Aye. What is the most hits you've ever taken, Buna, actually, and Matt? Don't know if I've ever asked you that.
I think I took a minus 20 last season, or I think I took I took a minus 12 or 16 this season.
Nah, it's got to be higher than that, surely.
No, it's not. It's not. Trust me, I'm quite sensible, me.
Are you?
Yeah. I mean, look at me, mate. I haven't taken a hit for 5 weeks. Imagine that.
Yeah, a couple of chips in there.
Mate, rehab's working. Trust me. If you're struggling, Llama, Matt, I think you both are struggling. I think you need to join. I'll give you the details for my whatever you call this, people that work in rehab centres. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What does that entail? What do you do?
Oh, basically, she injected me.
Oh, for God's sake.
Oh,
Yeah, so it worked a good in, mate. But yeah, minus 12 actually. So the highest I took this season. I think I took a minus 20 last season. And it was the week after I triple captained Salah in that single game week when I got 94 points in a single game week.
I remember.
And I got me excited, and I took a minus 20. I'm pretty sure that's the biggest hit I've ever done, and I don't recommend it.
Straight away, you did that. I remember you doing that.
Cashed in, yeah.
What about you, Matt? What's the biggest hit you've ever taken in a game week?
Minus 16, I think.
Yeah, I think I'm with you, but I think I've done a minus 20.
Yeah, I knew the cool kid to take minus 20. Matt, you're boring as fuck, mate. You sort your shit out.
Matt, what's happening?
What other questions have we got?
That's what I was just about to say. What's happening, Matt?
Come on,
in the
Matt, let's
chat?
see what the chat's saying.
Yeah.
We got another Chelsea-related one here, Jack.
Ooh,
And
Chelsea.
saying, thoughts on James? Will Aspie keep him out of the team now?
Yeah, that's an interesting one.
What's his full
because
name?
Yeah, I don't get that. What's going on with that? Is he just someone that likes experience?
Well, he said explicitly in isolation for that one game, he didn't know how the sacking of Frank was going to affect some of the younger players, the likes of Mason. So he went for just players that he knew would not be that affected. Yeah, he said that.
I prefer Ante's next question. Werner's price next season, do you reckon it'd be 5.5?
Yeah, 5.5.
5.5.
I actually think it would be...
What's happened to Havertz this season? He is shocking.
Mate, he's a Sunday League player, that geezer. He's not built for the Premier League.
He's embarrassing, mate. He weighs like 20 kilos.
It's funny because I was actually saying to some of my my mates, I thought he played alright yesterday, and they said no, he was terrible. And then I thought to myself, it's probably the fact that I've watched him be so bad for a number of games. I'm like, yeah, he's actually alright in that game, and he probably wasn't. But my mind's now been clouded by his bad performances. But yeah, he had COVID, so I don't know.
Yeah. We'll play that COVID card, yeah.
Maybe it's that.
Do you think Werner will step it up now?
I was going to say, you know what? Bold prediction. I reckon that he's priced exactly the same next season because he's scoring 20 goals in the rest of the season, boys. Ooh. Get ready.
Talking about Werner, where do you think his best position is?
Probably left back on the bench.
Left back, yeah. Get him out.
Leipzig.
Yeah. Leipzig, yeah. Get him out of the country. You probably have to play duty tax in that on him now. So, where would he play though? Seriously.
Where would he play seriously? If we play the same formation that we played yesterday, probably in that inside left role would be my guess.
Okay, cool.
He can't play up. He can't play up front on his ones. He just can't.
No, he just can't do it.
Not just because the Prem's a more physical league or whatever. I just don't. I've not seen anything that suggests he can do it. So I think he needs to play with someone else as a more focal point that he can run off of.
Who would you prefer that to be, Tammy or Giroud?
Tammy is better for the press, as he has more legs, and he can actually run at a decent pace. So I mean, Giroud's a better player, but I think Tammy might suit the system a little bit more. So I think Tammy might starting, and then Giroud might start coming on, is my guess, but I'm not sure.
Awesome.
We spoke to one of our close moderators, Dave EP, and he's a Chelsea fan as well. Why don't you ever play Giroud and Tammy together? Giroud hold up the ball, and Tammy's got the pace to run past him and let him flick it through. It seems like an obvious thing to do to me.
Does it?
I think that would just be very top heavy, to be honest, because I think if you played them two together, you would have to sacrifice a winger, because I don't think we could play two in central midfield. I think it has to be a 3 or back 5 to help the two. I think it would just be a bit too top heavy.
Okay.
We've done it at the end of the games where we're really pushing. We did it against Fulham, I believe. But that's when you're just swinging balls into the box and you need to score a header.
Yeah, Giroud he sometimes gets a bit of a hard deal. John's answering the question that John had asked you, Jack.
Yeah.
He was saying that he's done a -20 before. By mistake, he says. He'd made 3 substitutions and then made another 3 before deadline by accident. So
Well done.
yeah,
We've got an interesting question here from Dan Bowen.
Go on then. What's Dan
Is that
asking?
He goes, thoughts on the situation with FPL, mate? He's saying most people in the FPL community hate him. Are they jealous?
Did he actually say that most people hate him? Because if he did,
I don't think he said
Then
those
I rate him.
words. I don't think he said those words. I recall him saying something along the lines of hypocrisy. Interesting word. It's a key word he likes to use. Don't get me wrong. I actually had my runnings in with FPL, mate, as most people know, but we've sorted our differences out. But what he was referring to was FPL Dare doing a video rating YouTubers' teams, and he would use the word hypocrisy in that tweet, suggesting, look, if others do it, people don't really say anything. When it was me, I had my pants pulled down.
Yeah. The only issue that I've got with him is sometimes, like, I get it, but when he's saying you need to subscribe and you'll finish highest in your mini leagues and stuff like that, and then he's like mispronouncing players' names and not knowing who they are and stuff with Vinagre at the start of the season, I thought that was a bit like, well, I don't know. If at least if you know what you're talking about, then I don't mind if you're saying subscribe to me or whatever, that sort of stuff. Yeah. Overall, I don't mind. Like, I think the issue was that he was seen to be copying other people's channels who were well established already, and then kind of like overtaking them because he knows the YouTube game well. He's had other channels in the past.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't think that's a big issue. It's just maybe a little bit immoral, but I think honestly I would do the same.
Yeah, I mean, I do want to comment on this because there's been a few things happening in the community in the last few weeks and months regarding this, and all I want to say is, I mean, at the end of the day, people are going to see others that are doing well and want to do something similar. And I get it, where the issues arise where, it's so similar that it almost looks identical. But I think people just need to relax a little bit and just take it as a compliment. Yeah. And look, someone's replicating what I've started or I'm doing because they think I'm doing it well. Yep. If you believe in your content at the end of the day, you should be confident in yourself,
Exactly.
Boona's changed, Matt.
Yeah.
No, but the thing is that, in all seriousness, Rambo said the exact same. He interviewed KSI. Most people know who KSI is, and obviously a lot of people that do videos of or similar type content that he produces do the exact same. And even him as KSI went, nah, I'll take it as a compliment.
Yeah, exactly. I think the thing with FPL as well is because you can't. There's not like an abundance of content that you can produce about fantasy football because.
True.
It's a limited game, you only do a couple of transfers a week or make one captain decision, or they're the same players play every week. So it's quite hard to differentiate yourself from the average content creator anyway. True. So you can't, it's not really copying other people's content, it's just doing the same thing, if you kind of get what I mean.
No, totally, I totally get you. But I think that was good though. I mean, we had Dan on the show.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. Although I think we do need to redo that. We were talking about this just the other day there.
Yes, they were talking about it.
That was the only podcast that we did, Jack, where it sounded like we were all inside a Heinz baked bean can.
Oh, right, yeah. Okay.
So it didn't sound the best. However, Dan as a guest was really, really good.
I'm sure he's a great guy, by the way. I've nothing against him. I'm sure he's a nice guy.
Yeah, but no.
We've got some interesting questions in the chat. We've got Maciek, aka Magic. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. I think Jack might know him. He goes, "Good to have you, and I love your channel. Is it difficult for you to play FPL with so little football knowledge? You're a true inspiration to others."
This is another guy that's in our group chat.
Oh, okay.
But all I say to this bloke is, I've beaten you in every single season that we've known each other, and we'll leave it at that.
That's some fighting talk there, Jack.
That is fighting talk.
But by the way, he's going to batter me this season, but we won't talk about that until the end of the season.
Okay. We'll bring up your team actually in a wee bit and let everyone
bring it up,
see.
Definitely. Next question: where does Jack stand? Where does Jack stand on Lee versus Sam from Sam Pillay? This is an interesting one.
Sam's bringing that up because of the wee meme that he did.
Yeah, have you seen the meme that this? So you know, Sam, he made that little meme / video, 1 minute long, replicating golden balls. Did you see that at all?
I did see that one.
Yeah, that's the legend
yeah.
that created it. What do you think about that situation there?
This is I've had a debate about this with obviously the head of Snowflake FC and I just don't care at all.
Yeah.
I really don't care. I think it was funny.
Mm.
If
Some people got really sensitive about it though, Jack.
Sorry?
Some people got really sensitive about it, didn't they?
Yeah, fair enough. If you want to get sensitive about that sort of stuff, fine. It's just like if the difference is that if he was on his Patreon and saying, "Listen to me, you're paying for my personal advice. I think you should do this," and then doing something different, then that would be a little bit too far for me. But
yeah,
these guys that go on the FPL show and stuff, they're not just paid for like pure advice. It's content at the end of the day. It's opinion as well. And it is entertainment, so I see nothing wrong with that, to be honest. It was funny.
You want to hear something funny, Jack?
Go on, then.
One of our moderators and close followers of the channel, Dre Zera, you might have seen him on Twitter or heard him on our show previously, very outspoken guy,
Oh, yeah.
retweeted this stream and he added Redditor.
Oh dear.
I'll ask him to ask if he's reduced his price for you, mate.
Yeah, cheers, that'd be great. Yeah.
Come on, ye Spurs 96 Boona is asking, who would Jack get rid of from Reece James, Kufal and Dallas to get in Cancelo? His other defenders are Creswell and Diaz.
Ooh. So if I presume you would start Cresswell and Diaz every week, really. You start Cresswell over Soufal, definitely. I think probably Soufal. I mean, it depends on if you expect James to play. Because if you do, then you keep him. But if you don't, then the easy one is James. I'd keep Dallas.
Get rid of one of the West Ham defenders, though. Surely.
Yeah, I think it'd be Soufal. I think it'd be Soufal.
Okay. So hopefully,
depending on how much you need the money. If you need the money, then maybe Cresswell. But he's in great form. So no, Soufal for me.
There you go. Come on, ye Spurs 96. Matt, what else is happening in the chat that keeps endlessly scrolling?
You got Nihao again in the chat. As you say, it's not the season for early transfers, but is it the season for hits?
I think I wouldn't say like hits work in general, because I think it just depends on the transfer. Like on the hit, if you look in isolation, you look at the transfer you're going to do for a hit and it makes sense to you pre the game, then yeah, go for it. So I think always with hits in general, it just depends on the players involved.
Yeah. I mean, my paper teams have looked fire this season.
Yeah.
Just nothing else happens. But they look great.
Yeah.
Jack, who are you thinking to captain this weekend?
Oh,
this is probably one of the hardest weeks yet,
Difficult
right?
one, isn't it?
it's
So hard.
At the same time, do you want to, have you got Jack's team up on
I
screen?
certainly do. Do you want to see it?
Yeah, bring it up, let everyone see the team. But yeah, where's your head at the moment, Jack, regarding captaincy and transfers, if you are making any?
The transfer's probably going to be Wilson to Calvert-Lewin, I think.
Great swap, yeah,
Okay.
for free.
Yep.
That's a no-brainer. Very jealous.
Yeah, I think that just makes the most sense to me. I've got... Sorry, go on.
I was just going to say, Jack, decent game week that you're having so far anyway, there with the 57. And you've still
Yeah,
got
it's all right.
Son and Salah.
Yeah, I wish Bruno played a little bit a little bit more than when he just came on in the cup against Liverpool, because I would have really been tempted to captain Cancelo, but he didn't play, so I kind of felt like I had to captain him. But fair play to Boona and Matt for not doing that.
Cheers, mate.
See, a lot of people that have voiced Cancelo this week. Seb did it. Seb was one of them yesterday, wasn't he? And you see a lot of people in that lit league with that as well.
Jamie Bugger as well, getting
I saw that.
points off the bench for James.
Yeah.
Grievous
Okay,
Army in the chat said cheerio. So
Wilson to Calvert-Lewin. Is everything else going to stay the same, or have you got someone off the bench coming for anyone else?
So I'm gonna bench Bamford. I bench Watkins this week.
Mhm.
Are you going to play Watkins and Grealish?
So I think I'll play Watkins over Bamford. Yeah, I played Wilson instead of Watkins, which is probably a bad decision.
You can play Dyer over Cooper.
Yeah, Liverpool at home. Not for me.
No. This is at the weekend, isn't it?
Oh, this week. Oh yeah, definitely. The Kufal, the fixture was all right. I think it was okay on paper. He's been getting assists as well when his teams have conceded. I don't think Dyer's not had an attacking return this season. I think he's not someone I want in my team long term.
Yeah, no, but I mean, for the weekend, are you still going to play Kufal against Liverpool?
Sorry, I get you. No, I play Dyer. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
So like what Buna was saying, so what are you thinking captaincy wise? Because we were talking about this last night. I've slapped mine on Diaz just now. As an example, but I don't know.
It's annoying because like for me to captain a defender, I'd want there to be a little bit of upside as well. But I just like Cancelo is not. I don't think I could captain him before. It's just like it's one of those where he could easily get a rest, and I wouldn't be shocked, and then come on for 1 point. So I think I'll probably lean towards an attacker. I actually have no idea at this moment, to be honest. I thought Son, but I don't know anymore.
We were looking at that last night, weren't we? And Brighton Spurs isn't actually littered with goals or anything like that. Well,
really?
The history would tell you anyway.
Yeah, not so much recently, but also we've got this injury apparently at left back. In fact, apparently I haven't seen like official reports. I know that I think Reguilon's not going to be playing, but someone in our group actually, Jack, said that Davis is out as well.
There's one injury that's not been that Mourinho said about that is a first team player that he didn't disclose in his press conference.
I think that's Reguilon, because I don't know if he actually announced Reguilon in the press conference, but I think from what I've read, Reguilon's definitely sounding to be out for a few weeks. So I think that could affect us quite badly, though. I really do. I've got a feeling. That's why I'm not confident about going Spurs captain. I am quite leaning towards a City defensive captaincy, and I personally also going at the moment Diaz, because I feel like they're on a bit of a merry-go-round. You had Stones with this double-digit haul. Well, 27 points, and then you had Cancelo with his 17. I feel like Diaz is due at some point, and I can't see City steamrolling Sheffield United. They haven't for the last 2 seasons. They haven't beat them comprehensively even once.
Lama, we got Abuna back with the mad captaincies.
I never left, mate.
We've
got live questions here from the WhatsApp group. William asking thoughts on Tommy Soucek.
Oh no. Tommy.
Bench.
No, I sold him.
Oh, you even worse. Okay.
The problem is, I don't actually want that bloke anywhere near my team because he's so unpredictable that I can't deal with the emotional trauma of having him on my bench. He would have been first on my bench this week. I would have played Watkins over him, and unless Salah and Son don't play, I wouldn't have got his points. So, not that that's a bad thing to have someone great on your first bench. Next week as well, I would then be like, well, I've got to now play him against Liverpool. And maybe he'll score against Liverpool, maybe he won't. I don't know. It's just a hard one. I think if you have him, you just have to play him every week. And I'm like, I wasn't prepared to do that, to be honest. So I was like, well, I'll just get ready for Gundo and play Gundogan every week.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got the king of this is not the season to make early transfers, aka Tommy C, asking what's Jack's favourite ever FPL memory?
Oh, wow. That's a good question, isn't it?
Not bad for that group, is it?
No. Yeah. Surprising that it came from that group, to be honest. I remember actually, it was... So I sold Trent last year before he got 24 points against Leicester. Because I thought it sounds like such a bad choice, bad decision, and it was, to be fair. But he'd been in a run of really bad results, and they weren't keeping clean sheets. Anyway, on that same day, I had a cheeky little Dele Alli pass to Aurier, I think, who scored, and that was before the Liverpool game against Leicester happened, I believe. So I enjoyed that goal before the inevitable torture of the Trent masterclass.
I remember that week. I free hit that week and free hitted TAA out my team for treble.
Did you?
Sheffield United, and they conceded.
Oh, dearie.
That's pain.
Teddy Bear, what you just seen on your screen there, and just to say thank you to Stephen Walsh very much for subscribing to us. That's what Roy Hodgson was doing there. If you subscribe to us on that FPL Lounge, which I believe should be Boona's Inject emoji, if you click on that and hit subscribe, which is greatly appreciated if you want to do it, obviously, wee Roy pops up, gives you a thumbs up. That's basically what you just saw, Teddy Bear. So thank you very much for that. Stephen, that's you now joined one of the VIPs.
Nice to have you on board. We've got George asking, does I was going to say Redditor. Sorry, my bad. That's what I put in the WhatsApp group. No, Redditor, that's the one. Does Redditor think FPL Milkman would be a good guest for a future pod? He never fails to deliver. I know the personal joke behind this, but what do you think, Jack?
No, definitely not. That guy is toxic.
Kind of goes in with the next question, because Neil's asking, is he looking forward to you getting some proper guests on the pod next time?
Yeah, mate, honestly,
Jack, they are going.
Honestly, no, I reckon Neil should come on. You guys know Neil, right? Don't you? You must know Neil.
Do we? I don't know.
Well, none of you have heard of him. Oh, what a surprise! Who is that bloke?
Who is that guy?
Neil, you.
I'm only joking.
You got no fans.
That was low.
Yeah.
Sorry, Neil. Sorry.
We got Rupert in the chat. Is
he
triple C defense an option?
Yeah, 100%.
Could you do that, Jack? Could you triple up on any team as a defence and then sit and watch that game of football?
Watching City, honestly, yeah. Like, because they dominate the ball so much, the number of chances that the opposition team get, especially when they're a weak team, is so low. So I think it would just about be manageable. I mean, it still would be a horrible experience, but
I've not got a big enough couch for that.
No, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be fun, but I don't know.
Double is about my limit.
Jack, the group are loving your messages there. Your comment there. Neil goes, amazing trolling, fair play. Will McNair, Neil mudded. Neil, I deserve that. Alex, in the bin, Neil. Anyway, moving on to the live chat. Are there any more questions there, Matt?
We got Rupert again in the chat going, Zaha, anyone? Newcastle Gameweek 22.
Oh,
Is
no, there's
Zaha
a troll.
or is it, yeah, that's a proper troll there.
Talking about trolls. What do you think of Zaha, Jack?
Wait, is that a troll?
Zaha?
Zaha?
As in a troll pick, or as one of you told him before his big haul or something earlier?
I just find him, a bit of a trolly pick.
Yeah, no, he is. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just, honestly. Listen, if you, who was it that asked that? Rupert. Yeah, nah, I think for me anyway, if you want to take the risk, go for it. But Jack, are you pretty much the same? Would you avoid?
I'd say go and get him, mate. I'm just looking at his fixtures. They're the best in the league. Next 6 are amazing. Yeah, go and get him. Why not?
We've got a serious question from George. Okay. He asked me, how did you honestly feel when you realised it was Jack, and did you consider cancelling? I was fine, mate. I was a bit like, fucking hell, what the actual fuck? How did I not realise this?
I can't believe that.
I had my suspicions, because these fuckers in this league, right, were absolutely gagging at the bit for Jack, aka Redditor, to come on the stream, and I was so confused by it for the past few weeks. Genuinely, they thought I was just playing along. I had no idea. I checked Jack's Twitter page as well, and I saw his profile picture, and he actually had some facial hair, not bum fluff, actual proper facial hair. And I checked his WhatsApp picture, and he had no facial hair, so I was like, nah, it's not him. He told me today, he dropped me a DM, he was like, hey, you do realise that's me in the WhatsApp group. I went back onto his page, and I looked at his cover photo, which I hadn't done previously, and I saw it. Naked face matched the WhatsApp face. I was like, fuck me, it is him as well. I've had an absolute nightmare, mate. I jokingly said in the group, I'm cancelling the stream. A few of them did take me to be serious, but no, not at all, mate. Magic's saying that I missed his question. What was his question? No, I did actually answer your question, Magic.
What was it?
About difficult to play FPL with so little football knowledge. Just needs to listen in.
Yeah.
Anyway.
FPL Kimmy, Jack, is asking, what is your favourite formation in FPL? Well, he's actually asked you 2 questions, so that's the first one. What's your favourite formation in FPL?
Anything that's not 4 at the back, to be honest, or 5, obviously. I don't like having more than 3 defenders. They're boring unless they're like unless you literally go heavy and you have like I guess 3 City players and then Robertson or Dean if they're playing unbelievably. I don't know. So I'd say 3-5-2 maybe. I like midfielders, you know, extra points for the goals, clean sheet potential.
Yep, that's the same as myself. I like my 3-5-2, to be fair. And then the second part is, do you like having 2 playing goalkeepers when you wildcard? For example, Johnston and Mendy.
So definitely not, because it's again the emotional trauma of seeing an 11 pointer on your bench. It's just not. I mean, to be fair, the main reason not to have 2 playing keepers is just for value. You don't need to spend that extra 0.5. If you're building for a bench boost or something, then obviously get 2. But no, you can. I mean, you can get 2 4.5s, or you can get Martinez at 5.1. I guess he is now, and then just play him every week.
Guys, we've got Rupert in the waiting room who's DM me saying he's got a cracker of a question. So I'm bringing him in right now. Rupert, you are live there. How you doing?
Hello.
Oh, it's gone weird.
Don't do me over like this. Speak or be silent forever.
Rupert, are you there? No.
Oh, he's bottled it.
Oh,
Rupert.
What a baller. Come on, Rupert.
He's moved back to waiting room.
He's probably trying to do the thing. Don't touch anything, Rupert, when you come in. Otherwise, it'll drag you back to the waiting room.
Rupert, are you there? You all right?
Yeah, I'm here. Hello.
Oh, there he is.
Hello. Good to see your face. You doing okay?
I'm very well. Obviously, got a bit of trouble with my missus last night. Just got out the doghouse because I had Souček on my bench, first player on my bench, and then obviously woke up today, had Mason Mount starting, and I thought of this. New managers come in, and I was hoping and praying. Like I was scrolling all day, or has he fallen out with the new chap on the changing ground? Turned out he hadn't, but then he was on the bench. So I kept flicking, keeping an eye on it. And then it got to obviously, like a clean sheet gets to 60 minutes, 70 minutes. You're holding on. Obviously, Tammy Abraham and someone else came on. And then it's 85th minute or something. The presenter goes, and now Mason Mount's coming. I was like, no. Don't go on, you. See you next Tuesday. Really loudly.
You can't say that word, mate. You can't say that word.
yeah, I know. So that's why. And my missus came running down the stairs, goes, "Stop swearing! Why are you swearing?" and all this. So a bit of trouble for that. But the challenge is right. He came on. Actually, I think he must have had 4 attempted assists.
Yeah,
the space of 5 minutes.
He
came on, wanted to prove a point, and so I'm a bit now, do I keep him? Do I not? He's got a good run of games, but I'm really. So this is obviously. Boona knows me as the casual. It's actually FPL semi-casual. If anyone wants to follow me,
Rupert, did I say you could plug yourself there? You fucking
absolutely. I've got 100 followers, so I'll be getting the blue tick any day now. So
brilliant stuff. So, what do you think then, Jack? Is Mount worth it? Is he worth keeping?
I think, to be honest, if you're not sure that a player's going to play, and Mount is always going to come off the bench if he doesn't start, as we've seen, then I don't know. If you really think that he's going to start starting, then yeah, he's a good pick. But there's so much unknown about him and his role in the new system, and if he's even a starter, I would just sell him.
Yeah, and I'm thinking because so I'm 400k ranked now, and it's obviously the time of the season where I can't really put on my bio top 400k rank finish. I want to see push on. So I'm thinking, right, hear me out, Mount to Zaha.
Yeah, mate, I like it.
Yep.
I mean, he'll start, and he looked lively against West Ham, and
who's Zaha?
Yeah,
He's a cunt, mate. Have you seen him? Can't stand that player. He ain't coming anywhere near my team. He's an absolute prick.
It's almost coming towards the end of the transfer window as well, so he'll start falling off a hill now.
He's obviously got Wolves this week, and then he's got Newcastle next week.
Mate, Mason Mount scoring a hat-trick against Burnley. Did you see him in those last 10 minutes? Unbelievable. He looked more lively than every single Chelsea player did in the 90 minutes.
That is true.
Reaper, the question you need to ask is to Booner, ask him if he's keeping Mount.
You keep him?
Maybe not. I'm not sure, mate. Honestly, I'm waiting for the press conferences tomorrow. I just don't know if this guy's going to start him or not. That's the annoying thing. But Barnes, the other player I'm thinking to bring in is Barnes, and he's playing Leeds, and Leeds are shit defensively. So I think, and he scored as well in the reverse fixture. So
that's an easy move.
Say that again, Jack?
Yeah.
No, go on, Rupert.
I was just going to say, with Barnes, for me, he's just a bit inconsistent. I've bought him in before.
Inconsistent?
Well,
he's
no.
consistently shit, mate. Twos and threes.
Yeah. I don't know. My take on Mount, I think you guys said it earlier. I can't work out what position he is. I mean, what is his? Is he a 10? Is he centre mid? Is he left? Just I don't know. He's got, if there's a school report, A star for effort, but maybe D- for attainment.
Mate, something you come out of is hilarious. Please come on the channel more.
Well, I've tried a few times for a few weeks, but I've struggled to log in. But today I've managed to get in. So
you've cracked it.
Yeah.
And
I'm very close to getting Gianni on as a pundit as well. Obviously, you've seen the tweets. You've seen the tweets.
I'm pretty sure he's going to block you soon.
Fingers crossed. He can block me, and then we'll get someone else on instead.
What, explaining Gianni?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No, thanks very much for that, and I'm glad you've managed to find your way in now. And what is it you say, Bruno? Don't be a stranger. The doors are now open.
Me? No, I take the piss out of you when you say that same line every week, man. That's what I do.
Brilliant. Anything else that you want to ask, or Jack?
I think I'm all right. To be honest, I'll probably 6 or 7 of my players will blank this week, and I'll probably get a red arrow. But you know what? I just think like the week. I just think like this season, right? It's just been so tough, and I said this last time I came on. But the average player, the top person at the end of game week 19 has averaged something like 75 points a week. The winner last year averaged 65 points a week.
Yeah.
So that's, so it's really stepped up, obviously with COVID and stuff, the surprises. And I just think to yourself, I like to write down all my decisions and say, right, this is why I've picked a player. Yeah. And then, with Souček last night or the night before, when he scored, I was like, that's fine. I haven't put him in because 2 weeks before he hasn't had any attempted assists. Yep. He hasn't had any shots on goal. So that's it for me. And I'm just enjoying the ride. I think there's so I play fantasy football because it makes Newcastle versus Everton an interesting game. So I think it's just that's just me really. So
mate, I was the exact same on Souček. Just watched both. I owned him for the double. Watched both his games and just thought, oh, he's not making any of these runs that I've heard about. Doesn't even look that dangerous from set pieces. And then I saw the stats about him with Antonio in the team and stuff. I thought, oh, I'll just get rid of him. But he's clearly a good goal scorer.
Well, yeah, and they weren't great goals, were they? You didn't watch them. Oh, wow! Take a bow, son. It was a bit. It was like a goal. A casual FPL player could score, right? So,
but like the runs, it's so funny because I was talking to my dad about this, and because Gundogan and Souček are so similarly priced, and they're both midfielders, and then you see, both their doubles, and they're so different. The braces, it's the quality of the goals, but they're obviously both as important. But it's funny, yeah.
Listen, Souček's the GOAT, mate. But a nice little segue there regarding like winning the game. Rupert, we've got two FPL managers joining me tomorrow at 5 p.m. Who could win the game this season. They're currently ranked 3rd and 11th. and they're 10 points between each other. So that's going to be quite interesting. I'll be going live with them both for about an hour 15 tomorrow evening. So definitely, if you're new to the channel, stick around. Make sure you do hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications so you're made aware when we go live.
What would you do? I would nosebleed if I was up there. What about you, Jack? Number 3 in the world. What is it? 3 and 11 or something? Was it 3 and 11?
3rd and 11th, yeah.
Yeah, I'd be nosebleeding.
It would be so hard to take any risks at that when you still would have to kind of play your own game, and back yourself. But it'd be hard not to just go so template and just play super safe.
I know, definitely.
We've got another Rupert in the chat. This is actually one of my pals from WhatsApp group, separate one, saying, "I'm terrified by Cancelo. Is it worth doing a bizarre move of Stones to Cancelo, or stay focused and do Bamford to Kane?" Definitely Bamford to Kane for me. I think a City defensive swap is very sideways, and with Walker back as well and Zinchenko playing as well as he is, if Cancelo was rested, would we be surprised? Probably not. So I wouldn't do that, mate. I think Stones is a safer pick. Just back your guns.
What about you, Jack? What
I
would you
agree.
be saying? Yeah, same.
Depends. Like if you've already got a City triple up, then maybe think about getting Cancelo in long term. But it's very luxury. I think the main thing would be just stick with Stones because he's nailed in the best defense. Get Cancelo in as well, but yeah, no, not this week. Bamford to Kane's a good move.
Nigel, is it Nigel Booner? NXGEL. It might be Nigel. I don't know. Might be totally wrong. Jack, who is the best midfield asset for the next 6 fixtures? I currently have Rashford, and he's been absolute wank since I brought him in for Son, and there's now too many options out there. So pick one for me, please.
I'd say just go back to Son if you can afford it.
I presume he's got Son because he gives a few options here, and he says Maddison, Foden, Grealish, Gundogan, Zaha. Out of those, if you were to go one, is there one that sticks out?
Yeah, it's between Gundogan and Grealish. The other ones are not even close, in my opinion. I don't know. It depends if you want the money. It depends if you want the money for something else. But Grealish is still going. It's going to be a great pick for the whole season. Gundogan might have the double in 24, so it might be worth you. Or does have the double in 24 probably. So might be worth you getting him in now just to get that City triple up locked in early.
Yep.
But yeah, either of them is a great move.
No, thanks for that. Rupert, are you still there?
I am, yeah. I just
who would you
see.
bring? Who would you bring in for Rashford?
So for Rashford, I would bring in. It's got to be Son, hasn't it? Surely. Grealish is an interesting one, isn't it? Because you talk about passing the eye test. He's just so good to watch, and as a United fan, he would just be brilliant. Just that energy, but he's an assist to assister.
Yeah.
I'd love to. This is obviously the ideal fantasy world. I'd love Dean Smith to put his hand around him and go, mate, great work on the assist, but I need you getting more assists. I need you getting more goals because I've got you.
He did score last night, Rupert.
He did.
He did. But over the last, I've had him since game week 7 or 8. He's blipped. He's been inconsistent. He's blanked a couple of weeks. I captained him 1 week against Brighton, and he blanked. So. Yeah, he's a tricky one. He is, even though I think Aston Villa are playing some great football at the moment.
At his price though, Rupert, I think you're asking for a bit much, mate. He's what? He's had 5 returns in the last 7 games. He's not like a premium, so it's not the end of the world.
He's had 16 returns in 19 games total in terms of a goal or an assist.
He had one massive blip where I think he went. No, he's not actually. He's not had no massive gap.
I think the goal yesterday was interesting as well because I don't think he's scored a goal like that yet, where he's burst into the box and met a cross. So if he can start getting more scrappy goals like that, that is interesting.
Yeah, I might start looking towards him actually. Might put like what General does, put him on my watch list.
Yeah,
I think the other thing is I've looked at him a fair bit, and I see he's always up there high for attempted assists. But attempted, like if you're looking at someone and saying that, you know, oh, they're really high for attempted assists, or a player who shoots loads, I'd always go for shots, because attempted assists, you're relying on someone else, and they're quite hard to quantify from a stats perspective. You know, attempted assists could, you know, me just lobbing the ball in the box like Man United did last night against Sheffield, and hoping for the best, and someone could write down and go, oh, that's an attempted assist. You know, there's that combination. So yeah, it's like I said, he's an assister. But yeah, look, I think Boona is right. Maybe I'm just being so particular. And for those who remember, the last time I was on, I was like rank 2.5 million, trying to chase all my mates. And ever since, and like I said at the beginning, like 75 points on average for game week 19. Like every, I'm on 51 points this week so far. And I'm like, oh, this is a crap week. But 50 points in years gone by, you'd have thought, oh, that's all right. That's okay.
Yeah.
So that's the other challenge this year, is just you're looking constantly for the, all your players to do well. Fair
point. I've actually just got a live question on Twitter via DMs from someone that I speak with quite often, at 23hpork. I don't know if his name's Harry. I'm not too sure actually. But he asked, hi mate, I know it's only a game and we can all play our own way. Would you agree and say owning the likes of Cancelo, Dallas and Target, all three who are involved with goals and assists quite a bit, is better and more fun than owning the likes of Mings, Zuma and Wan-Bissaka? I mean, to me, it sounds like a no-brainer. Yeah, I mean, I would always go for the more attacking kind of involved assets. The only exception to that in my team is like Maguire, but even him and Diaz, who are centre-backs in my team, who in seasons gone by I wouldn't usually go for. They've got quite a bit of attacking threat, so that's why they're in my team.
Yeah, 100% agree. Like if you're playing fantasy, and one of the main reasons is to heighten your enjoyment of the game, then you'd want to get in players that actually like go over the halfway line and don't just rely on corners and stuff. I mean, I've got Dyer at the moment and he is boring as fuck, but at least he gets on a set piece once in a while, a little free kick. They never go in, but they're fun.
No, I totally agree. Got to have a bit of fun as well. Oh, teddy bears off. Take it easy, pal. Notorious is in the chat, Matt, I noticed, and he also floated a question your way, Jack, totally off the ball, and just asks, what's Jack's favourite music band?
Wow, I actually don't have one, to be fair.
Just like a bit of all sorts.
More like, I don't know. If I say maybe, I don't know. I say more into like genres rather than actual bands.
Okay.
So to be fair,
what tickles your fancy?
I like a bit of house, like a bit of garage. I don't know. I'm not really into like your mainstreams or big bands from like the 90s to 2000s sort of era. And I get ridiculed for it, to be fair, by some of my mates. They're like, well, these songs have no lyrics, mate. And I say, yeah, true.
Yeah, true. It's true.
Can't argue with it.
I know Teddy Bear's gone, but he's got a really interesting question in the chat, which we'll probably get in trouble for.
Oh,
is there such thing as an entitled FPL manager?
Yes. And there's one that I can think of. Bloody hell.
Yes.
I'm not giving names.
I don't mind giving names, John T.
Me neither. Yeah, definitely. +1. I upvoted that comment.
If I'm being honest, guys, I thought I was going to win it this year. I spent 2 days putting a fixture list together.
Boo!
I spent 2 days putting a fixture list together. One of my friends was like, "Oh, I'm doing fantasy football with all my friends at work. Can you like help me stick one over them?" She's now higher than me, I spent 2 days putting a fixture list together, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm going to win it." And then first week, Salah captain Aubameyang, and obviously Salah hauled. And I was like, "Oh."
Yeah.
Like Salah, like I think he's an entitled player because maybe I'm being biased because I'm a United fan, But you put him in, and because he did so well and he was amazing in the 2018 season, every time I've put him in since then, you're like, yeah, where's my hat trick? Where's my 20 points?
Yeah.
But here we go, guys. I think he's going blank tonight.
Do you?
Oh,
Bloody hope
come
so.
Six
on,
in a
not-
row.
That's what I was just about to say.
Salah?
That 6 in a row. No.
Yeah. Nailed on. He's going to blank. There's been a leaked lineup. Take that with a pinch of salt for Liverpool. That's quite interesting. Apparently from someone who's usually quite accurate. I'm not actually familiar with the account, but the only thing I will say is it shows that Fabinho isn't starting and Nathaniel Phillips, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
Nat Phillips.
Nat Phillips, I think.
Yeah.
Does he start?
Yeah. Apparently Rodon starts for Spurs tonight and Ben Davis. So maybe there wasn't any truth to that rumour. It's quite an interesting team. I'm very excited for tonight's game, though.
Massive game.
Big
I
game.
just like what Matt was saying though. It is easy for that to be a dead boring game, but I hope it
Yeah.
isn't. Hope it's a decent game. Another one here that we've got for you. Again, it's another podcast that's just flew in, boys. I don't know about you, but time just disappears. Now I don't know if this is a he or a she, but it's Danny anyway. Is Ings a good long-term option?
Yeah. I mean, it's all about injuries, really, but he's such a good player. I think they also have a chance of doubling with City in 24. I think it's going to be either Everton or Southampton that City play in 24. Could be wrong.
Okay.
Because I think
thought
that
because
it's their...
they beat Arsenal in the FA Cup, I didn't think that was possible anymore.
No, that's different. Honestly, I'm not good at explaining this because I listen to other people that are way more knowledgeable than me on the blanks and doubles and stuff. But I think it's their 33 game from the League Cup that is going to be League Cup final that's potentially going to be brought forward, which is a Southampton one, or the one that didn't happen against Everton, I believe, is what is going to be thrown into 24. That's according to like Ben Crellin and people that know what they're talking about.
Mate, people that work that stuff out are just mad.
Oh, it's mad. It's mad.
It's crazy.
It's hard enough to understand it, but yeah.
Ben Crellin is an XLG. So Ben Crellin can't. That has to be his full-time job. Like I was chatting to my mates about this. Like he has to do fixtures and stuff for a living. Surely, like he can't.
Yeah, it is his full-time job with Fantasy Football Hub.
Oh, okay. Wow. It's just like
James at that Planet FPL. Those two are just mad on it. Like, you can fit a fixture in there. You can fit a fixture in there. I'm like, fucking hell, I don't even know what I'm having for dinner tonight.
Another one that Danny's got for you here, Jack. Is Areola the best £5 million goalkeeper?
Is he 5 million?
I don't know. Is he? I don't think he was, but
No, he's 4-5. But yeah, he's great because ever since this Anderson bloke started doing well, got over his injury, the Fulham centre back, he is very, very good. Yeah. And Areola is a good keeper, so yeah, I think he's a great pick because what you're guaranteed with him is saves.
yeah.
So at the minimum, you're looking at, it doesn't sound a lot, but you're going to get 2 to 3 points, whereas some keepers would get 0 and 1 sometimes. And then you get the ball like yesterday with an 11-pointer, or 10-pointer.
In the last 4 games, he's got 3 or more saves every time.
Yeah, and it's not like it doesn't sound a lot, but it does add up over time. So if you're not getting those clean sheets, which
The only issue though, Jack, is Fulham. Although actually, to be fair, it doesn't even apply anymore because they're not conceding as much, are they? I was going to say they concede enough, and it kind of cancels that save point out. But recently, they've actually been pretty tight.
They've been way better ever since Anderson came back in. He is really good. That centre back they signed in the summer. They've changed their entire defence from don't look into the first 10 game weeks at all because their players are just totally different in pretty much the entire team, and they've changed their entire style. So I'd say he's a great pick. Good
stuff. What I was going to say, so game week 20, you're on 57 points. Son and Salah still to come out for you this evening. So probably another decent game week for you, to be fair. You've talked us through a little bit about where your head's at. And yeah, you're quite comfortable with how things are set up. Chip-wise, have you still got all your chips to play?
I use my triple captain.
Okay.
And on KDB, which was okay. It's not like triple captain is the least valuable chip, so I don't. That's the if there was one that wasn't going to go amazingly well, then I wouldn't mind it being that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I still got all the other chips to go. Yeah, I'm doing all right this season. It's just kind of like a nothing sitting. I don't know. It's okay.
Do you have your free hit still?
Yeah, I didn't use that.
So this is what's worrying me. I don't have my free hit for game week 29.
Yeah.
I did really well game week 19 on the bench boost. So I'm just going to puff my chest out. I got 134 points. Yeah.
Check you.
But then my girlfriend's calling me sad because I said I wanted to print out the picture and like get it framed and put on the wall. And
why is she calling you sad?
No, I know.
Yeah.
Put her in the bin.
Oh dear, that's so funny.
Oh no. But like so obviously I had that great, but I free hit the week before for the blanks because I wanted to free hit, then do the bench boost. But now game week 29, I think I'm gonna have to wild card, which I'm not really wanting to do because I'd rather wild card later. The dream is that last 4 or 5 game weeks you want your wild card in your back pocket, right? One of my mates in my group, he had it like the last game of the season. Me and him were like proper close racing. He pulls it out, storms ahead. It was like a proper Aguero moment, So
I think like what Jack was saying though, Rupert, earlier. Just keep an eye on who's actually playing when and all that type of stuff, and leave it towards the latter part of the transfer hammer coming down, and then kind of go for it then. And I think you'll probably listen, I don't like to bum him up too much, but Boona he never had any chips there and had an absolute blinding double game week.
Dude, he's not going to get through the bloody door.
I know, mate.
Say that again. Sorry. No, genuinely, I couldn't hear you.
Waz in the chat is asking you, Jack, DCL or Richarlison? I'm going to get one of them in for Bamford.
Yeah, nice. All right, that DCL for sure. He's the goal scorer of the team.
Yeah,
doesn't matter about pens. Just get.
I definitely agree, Jack. I think you're actually viewing the WhatsApp chat at the same time, aren't you? What do you think about that question from Greg? I can't tell if he's being serious or not. It sounds like he's kind of being serious with the taking him out for a hit thing. Because few people are actually considering it. He might be trolling, but generally speaking,
that's what I did last week. That's why he's saying it.
Oh, is that the only reason? Do you think?
That was a great move. I would do the same.
So I think if it's all right with you, Jack, we'll rattle through a few more questions that are in the chat with you, Matt. Is there anything that's tickled your fancy that you want to ask Jack?
I think we're actually up to date on the chat now.
Are we?
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Probably look to start wrapping up, to be honest.
Well, yeah, Jack, I don't know how this happens, right? But time does actually fly. We all say to our guests, as you well know, we should only be on about 50 minutes, maybe about an hour, something like that. And then an hour and a half later, when time's just flown, it's like, oh shit, dinner's burnt, all that type of jazz. But hopefully you have enjoyed yourself.
Very
and
much so.
On behalf of Boona, Rupert has been in there for about the last 20 minutes. Matthew and myself, I just want to say, well, first of all, well done in terms of where you're at in the whole YouTube game. But obviously, thank you very much, for popping in this evening. It's much appreciated.
Thank you for having me on. It's been very enjoyable.
Good stuff. And as I said before, the doors are always open for you. So if you ever need to vent,
Don't be a stranger, Jack.
Be a stranger, Jack. The doors are always open. So, chat, hopefully you have enjoyed what a week we've had this week, by the way, with the amount of guests that we've had on. And now Boona's telling us that the world number 3 and number 11 in FPL are joining us tomorrow night at the same time, round about 5. And then Monday, Jack, we've got a little guy called Nathan Bacon popping in to say hello. So
you're flying. Guests are flying.
Crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah,
What was it?
you had Seb on yesterday. I'm a massive hashtag fan and fan of Seb, so that was a.
Should have come live on there, mate.
Yeah, you should have came in.
No,
you
I was
you
at
can just
physio.
pop in.
My physio overran massively, so I couldn't.
Oh, okay.
No.
But
That's
no, and
brilliant.
that's the reason that we've done it, Jack, is like what Rupert's just done there. You know, it's easy for folk just to come in and out, and we want to obviously have a blether with people, you know, like yourself, etc. But give the opportunity to people that would never have the chance to talk to, like yourself, YouTube celebs, if you like, in inverted commas. And this is an easy gateway for it, you know. So that's why
I
we've
really
done it.
like the format. The format's great. Yeah.
So thank you very much. I will only be a minute or so, Jack, and then I'll just say thanks very much to you off air.
Yeah, sure.
But if for some bizarre reason, Jack, no one knows where to find you, just give yourself a plug. Anything that you want, where you know, just plug away, mate. Anything that you want to talk about and make people aware of. Off you go.
I guess if you wanna check me out on YouTube, you can come and have a look. If you just type in Redditor, my channel will come up. But you know, it's not for everyone. So that's all I'd say.
608,000 people love it. So
Yeah, but-
and it is good.
I appreciate it.
No, it is good stuff. But yeah, thank you very much for that. Thanks, Rupert, for popping in and saying hello as well. Much appreciated.
Thanks for having me, guys. Really appreciate it.
Not a problem. Not a problem. Matthew, Buna, anything from you two before we wrap things up?
No, just thanks to the chat for coming on, and thanks to Jack as well for coming on. I know you're a busy lad, and I'll be definitely talking to you more about what's happening on the Reddit.
Sure.
Buna?
No, I mean, I guess I'll just wrap up.
Yeah, go for it, pal. You can do that.
So yeah, Jack, firstly, although you're a bit of a prick to me, you know, over the last few weeks, and you've been, you know, just, you know, winding me up and just kind of having me on a string and just, you know, pulling me as and when you wanted. It's been a pleasure, mate, honestly. Good to have you on, bro. Be a pleasure to have you on again in the future. Probably going to get Az to kick you from the group at some point. But
For the 10th time.
no, pleasure to have you on, mate. Yeah, so guys, if you are new to the channel, like we said, you know, tomorrow's going to be pretty cool. We've got 2 guests, both close to the top 10 in the world. No Ks, no Ms. Yep, top 10 on the first page of the screen when you go to overall. Joining us, one from South Africa, one from Australia, one who's had 13. This is his 13th season, and one who is it's his first season. So. Quite a spectrum. I've also asked another very special guest to join us during the stream. Whether he joins or not, he said he will let me know. Someone that you'll all be very familiar with. Someone that's actually been on our show in the past and did very, 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 very well last season. I've asked him to come on to give these guys a little bit of advice how to do and how to kind of play the game at these stages. He does rise quite late, but yeah. We'll catch you all tomorrow, guys. Thanks for joining us. Please do consider hitting that subscribe button if you're not subscribed already, and that like button too. Otherwise, all the best, and we'll speak to you soon.
Take care, folks. Thanking you. Cheers.
Better sounds no one's ever heard. I wish I had a better voice to sing some better words. I wish I found some chords in an order that was new. I wish I didn't have to rhyme every time I sang. I was told when I get older all my views would shrink, but now I'm insecure and I care what people think. It's blurry facing